Shalom Israel. First, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I want to see Apostle Elder Millstone, peace, citation, to 1/3 of Israel. For this lesson, I want to title it, They Gonna Lose. And I was reading Proverbs 23, and 17, 18 is the key points I want to get from this. But, these people in the world, they're going to lose. All right? Look at, where things are shifting to, We're shifting to, we're shifting in the time of judgment. Judgment is nigh, and these people, they about to lose, So the shit that they think that they're getting away with, they got a tab to pay, because no one goes off scot-free, Not even Yahweh Shai, the only begotten son, not even Yahweh Shai, the only begotten son, was scot-free. All right, he had to pay for his sins. All right, as King Solomon, Adam. All right, and if you can perceive it, you can perceive it. But I'm gonna read Proverbs 23:17. It says, "Let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off." All right, and that's what we gotta be patient in, because that's really part of the test. It's a part of the process, for lack of better words, is patiently waiting. Let's look at that word patient right quick. Patient, capable of enduring misfortune, suffering without complaint, bearing, supporting suffering, enduring, permitting. All right, slow to anger, self-restrained, having the temper which endures trials and provocations. All right, and it's suffering, seeing that these people in the world, it looks like things are going right for them, while you catch hell. It's always some shit that's going on, while it seems like these niggas, they prospering, but that's not the case, because at the end of the day, if those that serve the Lord, it's gonna go well with you at the end, and mind you, we approaching that end point, all right. That destruction for these niggas. All right, and when I say niggas, I'm talking about, those that don't serve the Lord, But let's get Psalms 37. This is Psalms 37:1. It says, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as a green herb." All right. And how are they going to be cut down? They're going to be cut down with these judgments. All right. Let's get that in. I believe it's Sirach 38, but let's see what this chapter entails. And 21:9. Let's see what that reads. That's pretty tough. All right, this is Sirach 21. And 9 in the GNT. It says, "A group of people who have no respect for the law is like a pile of kindling. They will meet a fiery end. The road that sinners walk is smooth and paved, but it leads to the world of the dead." Damn, that's heavy. All right, and what's that saying in the world? They say the path to heaven feels like hell, but the path to hell feels like heaven. So these niggas is going, and they go into their own destruction. All right, so, and the Lord was merciful enough to pull us out of that and to watch them. We're seeing that this shit is failing. We're seeing that these judgments are being prepared. So you don't want to, as I say, enjoy, as Moses, enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, because at the end of the day, it should come and go. And knowing the truth, You got a worse judgment than one that doesn't know the truth. All right, so man, to hell with these niggas, bro. They ain't gonna win. All right, and we gotta stand on that. We gotta believe that. All right, but prepare. Let's get that. There you go. This is Proverbs 19 and 29. It says, judgments are prepared for scorners and stripes for the back of fools. You know, and basically fools are those that reject knowledge. You know, let's look at that word scorner right quick. One who disdains or ridicules, a mocker. All right, a scoffer at religion, one who mocks or derides church leaders, rules, and leaders. All right, so basically one who hates the law. All right, because we can get that in Second Ezra's. Right now, we in a time of mercy. You can get this truth while it's readily available. You know, but they despise his liberty. They despise his liberty. This time of grace. All right. That's what I'm about to read. Second Ezra 9 and start at 8. It says, or 9. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. All right, so they about to lose, you know. Us, that's why do you think we're doing what we're doing? It's so we can escape the upcoming judgment. So we can escape the upcoming judgment, you know, that the Lord's about to bring on this place. All right, because it's about to be holy hell out here. All right, and if the Lord ain't with you, you're screwed. All right, so we doing this so we can, you know, receive mercy, you know, because Lord ain't playing, bro. The Lord is about to be known again in the earth. All right, and it's through his judgments he's known. All right, because right now, you know, this is a talking stage. Now it's like, okay, when the books close, you know, and as it says, whoa, and that famine the word hit, and these judgments starts pouring out, then that's when these people gonna want to start getting right. But it's gonna be too late for a lot of them. All right, so then, man, these niggas gonna lose. But let me keep reading. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. All right, so the benefits, you know, these new cars, you know, these new houses, you know, the jewelry, the woman, all, you know, all the pride of life, all the you know, the glitz and glamours with the eyes. That shit look cool, but that can't compare to what we about to get. All right, because mind you, the shit that they had to do for it, you know, it was probably off, more than likely. All right, they didn't get that, you know, rightfully. It's tampered. You know, that's why Yahweh said, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, neither where thieves break through and steal. So there's so much shit that they gotta deal with for having having the riches of this world. All right, and there's a beautiful scripture that comes to mind. There's no sorrow. This is Proverbs 10 and 22. It says, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. All right, so the riches we about to receive, there's going to be no sorrow with it, you know? Because here, you know, you get some riches, or you say you get a little sum, you know? Shit gets stolen, or, you know, just bullshit that come with it, you know? Because we under these curses. But soon, bro, we about to live, all right? But it starts now. All right, it starts with the fear of the Lord. All right, let's get that right quick. I just read that. Actually, beautiful. It's right here. Proverbs 22. I got scriptures on deck right here in my lap. I'm gonna read it. Proverbs 22 and 4. It says, by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. All right, and that's what the Lord is about to bestow upon his men. You know, that reward is coming. All right, and the Lord is coming for a reward, you know, to the evil and to the good. You know, he's coming to reward his elect with salvation. You know, he's coming to reward, you know, the wicked for destruction. All right. But let me go back to Psalms 37. Reading on down. It says, "Trust in the Lord and do good, so shall thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed." All right. So just maintain, the fear of the Lord. All right, because watch, the Lord's working, but you gotta look, you gotta watch. It says, "Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires of thine heart." All right, and that's what we want too. The Lord knows what we want before, the Lord knows us more than we know ourselves. All right, so there's a reward to everything we're doing, you know. And man, the gifts that the Lord's gonna give His men is gonna be out of this world. All right. But it says, reading on down, it says, "Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in Him, and He shall bring it to pass." All right. He shall bring forward thy righteousness as a light, and thy judgment as a noonday. It says, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass." All right. And mind you, it says, "Wait patiently for Him." All right. Rest in the Lord. So continue on this truth, and we got to be patient. Fret meaning to worry. So worry not thyself because of him who prospers in his way. Because we understand that it's a time and a season that the Lord got this man Esau to fall. Because the way this world pushes is, this is a prideful kingdom. Esau proud as hell. He think that, as Scripture says, I believe Psalms 55 or Psalms, I believe Psalms 55 or 49 says that his inward thoughts is that his house shall continue from forever, from generation to generation. And that's what they think. They think America's gonna bounce back, but they don't understand that this shit about to fall like any day now. All right, one event can spark it all. And that's what we're waiting for. At an instant. That's what the Lord said. Watch as well as pray. All right, because the flesh can be like, oh man, these people winning this, that, and third, or the flesh can have you in that my Lord delayed His coming spirit, but that's not the case. All right, because the Lord told you what it was. All right, prophecies have to take place. But reading on down, it says, "Cease from thine anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil." So we gotta chill. Lord ain't tell us get physical. Because the Lord's gonna do all the physical part. Until the Lord gives us that power, that's when things gonna turn up. But we just gotta teach His word. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Reading right now, it says, "For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth." That's what the Lord's about to do. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom possessed forever, even forever. Esau is the underworld, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we're living in these prophecies, all right? And there's going to be a reward to the wicked, and there's going to be a reward to the righteous, I'm going to keep reading. This whole thing is fire. But it says, "For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. A little while, and the wicked shall not be." All right, so this is a moment, It shall, I believe, Scripture said, man is like dust. I believe it's Psalm 62. Psalm 62. There you go. Psalms 140. Hey, call out about your shot. Psalms 144:4. It says, "Man is like to vanity. His days are as a shadow that passeth away." 4th verse. NLT says, "For they are like a breath of air. The days are like a shadow, are like a passing shadow." All right, and mind you, this time we living in a time where you gonna have elect men that ain't gonna die. Lord willing, that's us. If that be a lot, but you have men that are not gonna die. This is the last reincarnation. we ain't gonna be here for another 30 plus years. It's over, finito. All right, because talks of prophecy are loud and clear. All right. Yahushua said that there should be some men that stand here that shall not taste of death. All right, and we just read right here in Psalms 37 and 9. They that but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth, and that's what we about to do. That's what we about to inherit. We about to inherit the world, bro. All right, Elder Apostle Tahar said, I forgot exactly how he said it, but that power is coming, bro. We got to believe that. So, to hell with these, this worldly affairs, the daily bullshit we deal with, bro. The Lord is coming, and He's coming to get us the fuck out of here. All right, and it's lucky for my vulgarity, but hey, that gotta, blow in that fire, make it hotter. All right, exhort bros. All right. Fuck. But reading on down, it says, "But the meek shall, okay. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace." All right. Keep reading. It says, "The wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming." We at that day. This is Esau's rulership. It wasn't prophesied for another kingdom to come after this. Esau, as I just quoted earlier, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right. And the fact that we have this truth, this knowledge, is a big indicator that this, we at the end. Matthew 24. And let's get that right quick. This is 31. Matthew 24 and not 31, is it? This gospel shall not come. Is it 12? I thought 12. So there you go, 14. Matthew 24 and 14, it says, "In this gospel the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness to all nations, and then shall the end come." So prophecy, Ezekiel 37, Revelation 11, these prophecies are being fulfilled. The fact that we're coming, that we proclaiming the name of the Lord, we're calling ourselves Israelites, but that's prophecy right there. And that's how we at the end. All right. And Yahweh Bashmi Yahshua is dealing. I believe that. All right. But let me see if I got some more scriptures. Oh, it's kind of the water. What's that? Sweeter. This is Sirach 23 and so at 19. I'll skim through this. I'll get this in GNT. I'll have that on deck. But Sirach 23:19, it says, "Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts." All right, so these people, they think that, no one's watching, but they're being watched. All right, and everything they do, everything that everyone does is being accounted for. What we do is being accounted for. Everyone got to pay at the end of the day. All right. It says, "He know all things ere ever they were created, so also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspected not shall he be taken." All right. And what's that scripture in Sirach? It says, "As evil as fish in an evil net." Let's get that right quick. Bear with me. This is There you go. Ecclesiastes 9:12. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them." All right, that's what the Lord said. Uh, uh, basically, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. All right, lessen thy security. Let me get that scripture right quick. I think I'm butchering. Not security. There you go. Sirach 5:7, it says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance." All right. Oh, actually, hold up. I'll start at 1. It says, "Set thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough of my life." All right, that's what these people do. You know, oh, I don't need to seek. I don't need to serve the Lord now. Put the Lord on the back burner. It says, because they have the benefits, as we read in 2 Ezra 9. It says, "Follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart." Because what's that? The heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? And I believe the scripture says, evil communications corrupt good manners." So being in this world, that shit can ultimately can ultimately blind you in certain shit. Try to make you pervert judgment, try to fit in. That's the flesh, but that's why we gotta constantly fight. Like, nah, bro, like that ain't it. That's why there's rebuke. But reading on down, it says, "And say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering; he will no lies let." Damn, it's heavy, bro. It's beautiful. It says, "For the Lord is long suffering; he will